Folks, big things are happening. Tectonic plates are shifting and global powers are being reordered.
These stocks were in free fall, the pound historically weak, and the countries in the market for a new prime minister.
Bleeding red across the board as all the major indices fell dramatically. The Dow was down more than 600 points during the day as investors worried what would follow.
What's happening now that Britain left the European Union? Hillary Clinton is trying to take shots at Donald Trump.
We need leaders like yourselves at the local and state and federal level who understand how to work with other leaders to manage risks, who understand that bombastic comments in turbulent times can actually cause more turbulence, and who put the interests of the American people ahead of their personal business interests.
And now Donald Trump is claiming victory for calling the Brexit as he did.
Fairly soon. But I really do see a parallel between what's happening in the United States and what's happening here. People want to see borders. They don't necessarily want people pouring into their country that they don't know who they are and where they come from. They have no idea. And I think, you know, it not only did it win, but it won by a much bigger margin than people thought it would happen. Well, President Obama did say, I guess, that they should move to the back of the line. That wouldn't happen with me. The UK has been such a great ally for so long. They'll always be at the front of the line. They've been amazing allies in good times and in bad times.
But what's really happening here? Why is it happening? And how is this going to affect Israel and the rest of the world? On the short term, financially, Israel is being rocked as Europe is the primary destination for our exports. And with the euro devalued and the pound plummeting, that's going to shake Israel quite a bit. But in the long term, on a political level, is the dissolvement of the European Union a bad thing? I think no one in Israel is shedding a tear. In the last few years, the European Union has galvanized countries all over the world to give billions of dollars to the Palestinian Authority. The New York Times reported that 87 countries and international organizations pledged $7.4 billion in aid to the Palestinians. Did that money go to building factories, building schools, building hospitals? No, it went to buying missiles, building terror tunnels. 47% of the PA budget goes to civil servants and prisoners, meaning they're paying money to the families of terrorists and they're paying off their own cronies and their terror organizations. So the European Union has galvanized countries to give billions of dollars to nothing. And you wonder why. If you look at all countries around the world, the Palestinians receive more money per capita than any other people anywhere in the world. Look at Syria, Israel's northern neighbors. Over 1 million people have been murdered and killed in the last few years. They don't receive a fraction of the money the Palestinians do. The others will say, well, the Palestinians are looking for self-determination. Well, if it's self-determination, what's going on? How come the Kurds aren't getting money? How come the Tibetans aren't getting any money? Why is the Palestinian organization receiving billions of dollars from the European Union? The European Union in 2014 gave over $139 million to the Palestinian Authority. And that doesn't include other NGOs and other nonprofit humanitarian aid organizations. $140 million. Here's the reason why. The European Union, backed by Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, they have a view of global secularism. Sometimes artists, musicians are able to captivate the ideology of a movement. You all know John Lennon.
Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too.
In a world with no religion, no borders, no countries, the entire world just becomes a mishmash of unity, of equality. The Jewish vision given by the prophets of Israel is the exact opposite. It's not secular globalism. Israel claims that every country should be strong, independent. Its own culture should be developed. Its own strengths and gifts should be enhanced. And then all countries come together and they celebrate their differences. They contribute their own gifts to the community, their own capabilities together to create a global community. But it's not just a global community of equality. It's a brotherhood of man under the fatherhood of God, where countries have borders, where countries have a culture, where countries have an identity, and those identities, they come together in a beautiful spectrum like a rainbow. Secular globalism is here to take away our colors and our differences and make us all the same. Which, how can I not bring up the Torah portion of the week, Korach, who said, hey, why don't we all just be holy? Why don't we all wear the same clothes? Why don't we all look the same? Why don't we all be priests? What is this world going towards? What are the ideas that are going to rule the global community? Is it the vision of the prophets of Israel that saw each country, individual, strong, independent, cooperating together? Or is it going to be some mishmash of countries that are controlled by some sort of political elite that will dictate the terms for everyone else beneath them? Very similar to Korach. Our vision is that the independent people are independent countries, and the more freedom to the masses and the less political bureaucracy, the better. And so from Israel, we say, Britain, kol hakavod. Britain, you've done a great thing and you've led as an example. You are the descendants of Winston Churchill and Margaret Thatcher. And know that your country today, although it's shaking the world to its core, have done something marvelous. And I can only hope that the United States of America will follow your lead. Hey, if you appreciated that video and enjoyed the fusion of current global events with an Israel-inspired perspective, check out thelandofisrael.com and the Land of Israel Network. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're watching this on Facebook, you can always like our Facebook page. Stay in touch. Shalom.